Hey, I'm Heather Lynn. I have mastered the art of coffee and chaos. I'm a content producer at blackriflecoffee.com and a writer for Coffee or... What the fuck? Black Rifle Coffee. I'm so used to saying this. I don't like this. I'm used to fucking talking shit in never mind. Hi, I'm Heather Lynn. I'm kind of a shit show. I've mastered the art of coffee and chaos. I make really stupid videos for Black Rifle Coffee, and occasionally I write for Coffee or Die and Free Range American. This is 11 questions and a cup of coffee. So I used to make my coffee in a coffee pot. Now I use pour-over device, typically the Chemex. I keep evolving my coffee game. I feel like as the years go on, something about working in close proximity with credentialed coffee graders, I guess that just can't be avoided. I drink my coffee black now. Like I said, I have evolved my coffee game. I have dumped the creamer and the sugar, and I've become somewhat of a purist. Most recently, my most bizarre cup of coffee would be on the mountaintops in Montana with my new friend Laura Zera. She's a survivalist, and we spent a whole week searching for dead things, talking about dead things, which we would call our Memento Mori mornings, Memento Mori being Latin for remember you must die. And we would have these little coffee talks where we would search for dead things, make coffee, and just have these good talks about life or death with beautiful mountain scenery. It's very jarring. Mentally, there's a lot to unpack here, and I don't feel like traumatizing our audience, so I'm going to skip over to the physical exertion. Once again, climbing the mountains with Laura Zera. These mountaintops were kind of straight up and down, and there were moments where I would pause while climbing these mountains and think to myself, I could for sure tumble to my death, which made it super interesting. Our feet were blistering. We would take off layers and put layers back on. We would be sweating from the physical exertion, but then we were also freezing because it was snowing. And it was pretty much the most physically demanding thing I have ever done in my entire life. But 10 out of 10 would do it again. As far as content creation, I think what motivates me is that I've had a pretty difficult life, and I've developed a dark sense of humor as a means of not only coping with that, but genuinely wanting to bring joy to other people's lives. And I remember being in the throes of depression and, comedians in certain videos literally forcing a laugh from me. And I was always so appreciative of those moments of light in the darkness. And I hope that maybe I can do that for other people. As far as what motivates me to live my life as unconventionally as I do, I think it's this hunger, almost this fear of missing out on life, not doing enough before I die. And it's me wanting to just be able to slide into my grave, content in knowing that I've conquered all that I was born into this fucked up world to be, knowing that I don't hold back. And that's why I shove my hand inside monster catfish, and why I climb treacherous mountains and try to kidnap wildlife. It's that fear of missing out on life. And it's like a healthy fear, though. It's just enough to keep me grinded and to keep me pushing the limits of my comfort. I think people believe that as a content creator or a content producer, life is one big giant party. And at the end of the day, it's a lot of mental strain, I think, just trying to be creative even when you're not feeling creative. Oh yeah, no, I get asked all the time, nothing bothers me. I have the thickest skin. I literally have the thickest skin ever when it comes to almost anything. The one thing that just drives me insane is the constant question, who writes your content for you? Which people, I don't know if it's I don't want to just be funny for a woman. I just want to be a funny person. And I think people think that other people write my content for me and present it to me, and then I just repeat. It sounds really cliche, but I define success as just never giving up, as trying your hardest. And even if at the end of doing something, you don't reach what you view as success, you've either learned something from it and you can try to do better. How can I be better because of this thing? And as long as you keep fucking up in order to get where you need to go, you're doing fine. I keep fucking up, and I'll continue fucking up until I get it right, no matter how many times I change direction, or I search for meaning, in different places, I'm going to get to what I want eventually because I'm just going to keep grinding. A few months ago, I probably would have said ocean view, but mountain view for sure. Climbing those mountains with Laura was awe-inspiring. Like, that beauty could never be captured through a lens, unless you're from California and you're wanting to move to Montana, in which case it's beautiful. It's not beautiful at all. It's disgusting. Don't ever go there. I'd want to be able to find dead bodies. Like, if my body could be like a metal detector for like dead things. Like sometimes I'm like in the swamps and I'm like, I wonder how many fucking people were dumped out here. Or like I went deep sea fishing a couple months ago and my first thought was like, how many people were taken out here and given cement shoes and then pushed over the side of the boat? Like, that'd just be really cool to be able to find dead, not for any really moral reasons. It's not like I even want to bring justice. This is fucked up. This is not the answer you wanted, is it?
Do you want to be a human cadaver?
Yeah, I don't want to be like a human. I want to be a human cadaver dog. It's so fucked up. I feel like I'm pretty transparent about my hobbies. So like rucking, fishing, domestic animals, not domestic animals, petting, all of the animals I'm not supposed to be petting, kidnapping, keeping in the bathroom for weeks at a time. Working out, metal, throwing down in metal pits, you know, normal things. Okay, that's a really difficult one. I wouldn't be the first to die, and I for sure wouldn't be the last. I feel like I've gathered like enough post-apocalyptic skills. Like, I can drive a manual car, I can catch, clean, and cook fish, I can build primitive fire, I'm pretty decent with firearms. That being said, I am a clumsy bitch, and I'm in the hospital at least once a year. Jammed my knee into a boat propeller. I had to get my fist stitched back together once because I accidentally slammed it into a countertop. Fell out the back of an ATV, smashed my body into the pavement. Most recently, I tore a tendon in my finger attempting to regain control of a giant demon catfish. Normal as one normally does. So I think you know, I wouldn't really last as long as I'd like to.